I like to tell people that Anthony helped me to grow up. I was 16 years old, and even after a couple years when he was younger, I was still a teenager and I was trying to figure that out. But I was also trying to be a mom to a child who had one leg, and that was a lot. I didn't know all the time what to tell him, but I would always make sure he knew that I loved him, and I would tell him that God made you this way for a reason.
I just remember being at a young age, and people outside of my family always viewed me for my missing leg and what I couldn't do in my life. And my mom didn't raise me that way. She always raised me to set the bar high, to challenge myself. I remember just telling myself one night, you know what? I'm done feeling sorry for myself. I'm done having other people feel sorry for me and doubt me. I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. We actually moved from California to Arizona, and I spent a lot of time that summer just hanging out with my cousin, who was about 3 years older than me, and he was in wrestling. My cousin was very persistent in just trying to get me to go out there on the mat. He's like, just try it once. If you like it, you'll like it. If not, I'll never bother you again. And I remember just going out there on the mat, and I literally got my butt kicked. I remember coming off, and I was bleeding, and my shirt was all stretched out, and my lungs are burning up.
So I'm looking at him terrified because my child has a bloody mouth, but he was happy. And it looked to me that he found himself.
I just remember I was so excited. I just had this passion instantly for the sport because I felt like I had finally found my calling in my life, what I was meant to do, and what I was meant to do was wrestle.
When I came here to coach Anthony, it was his beginning of his junior year, and just an outstanding young man. Definitely someone that, excited to coach him every day because he was eager to learn and a hard worker. Never once complained about anything, never once tried to get out of any workouts.
There was this time when he was going to give all of it up. He was going to quit wrestling. He was going to quit school to take care of me because we were going through a lot at home, and I was sick and we were losing our home. And it was that moment that that I knew how much my son loved me, because he was willing to give up something he loved for me. And when he made that decision, I was able to be like, no, you're not. You're not going to stop what your path is, and I'm going to get my life together, because he believed in me enough.
My mom, my mom always told me that God made me this way for a reason, and there are some times where I struggled. There's still times where I struggle when I got to grind, but just to see where I'm at now, to look back, struggling when I was grinding, I would not have dreamed to be here now.
When you're around someone like Anthony, you truly believe, and you can see with your own eyes on a daily basis, if you truly believe in what you're trying to accomplish and you're willing to put in the time and energy to get it, you can get there.
And it will be a tall task for Anthony Robles, the senior from Mesa, Arizona, 7 minutes away from a national title.
I couldn't believe that I was his mom. That child out there that everyone, is watching and cheering for, that pushed himself so hard that wrestlers knew what he was going to do. Anthony had very key signature moves that he would use all the time. But they knew it was coming, and yet he still won.
NCAA Champion, Anthony Robles.
I was very fortunate to have people along my journey who stepped up to believe in me and help me over speed bumps in my life, to motivate me with my coaches, with my family. And I feel like now, me reaching my mountaintop, in wrestling, I felt like it was the time to turn around and help other people reach their mountaintop, helping other people believe that they could grind and wrestle their opponents in life. I loved wrestling, I loved competing, and now I'm honored to have the opportunity to do the wrestling Pac-12 commentating, as well as ESPN commentating, but also I do motivational speaking. Dwayne Johnson and Seven Buck Productions, they have partnered up with 101 Studios to tell my life story on the big screen. We're very excited. It's going to be an amazing process, and I'm looking forward to telling my story on that bigger platform, telling that story of being unstoppable.